Alright guys, you want to see a deck that's actually going to be costing over $1,000 to actually build. Heck, you can't even build it properly now because we don't have enough in print. Of course, there is, a big tournament coming up. But this is going to be one of the prize cards. And we have two different builds of running it at 3. I mean, we're talking about cards that are probably going to be like $500 plus for one copy of it at the start, and as of course time progresses, a lot of prize cards hit around the $300 mark. So even $350, you get a play set of these a little over $1,000 still, even at its cheaper states. Okay, until this card gets reprinted, of course. We're talking about number 89, Cybeast Diablosis. A lot of people are like, dude, this card breaks the game. I don't want to play because I can't afford this card. I understand that this card is very good in certain decks. Now, it's going to be more viable, I would say, in Mermails than anything, because that's the most meta rank 7 deck I can think of right now. But I have two different builds that I wanted to share with you guys that are a little bit obscure, a little bit different, kind of cool. And, if you're playing online, obviously, you could just run the cards. It's not like you have to spend the money for it. But it's going to be a very expensive deck. But anyways, it just shows you guys how powerful this card can potentially be. We see a Gospel Rival activate and another one activate. He's going to be making the Cybeast Diablosis, and bam, he smacks him for 7,000 with the Grand Magi Duaiza. Even though this card definitely helped out, which we will showcase off. Again, I got two different builds for you guys. Kind of cool to see it in a Red Eyes variant. So this is the first one I'm going to be sharing with you guys, which I just showed you guys. This is the same guy running it. It's a Red Eyes. So yeah, Nico, you built something kind of cool, because I know that there are fans that like the Red Eyes, and there are people that enjoy seeing really expensive Yu-Gi-Oh decks in action. I remember I built a Blood Memphis deck a long time ago. That was another YCS prize card. Now you technically only really needed one in that build, but we threw 3 anyways to make it 1,000 degrees though. It's like, people like seeing decks that cost a lot of money, and they like to see how they perform. And I wouldn't say that this is like a card that is going to like automatically make you win. But the thing is, having access to this in any rank 7 deck, it's amazing. And also, I'm actually really stoked for Mannequin Cat. That card is really cool. But you guys will see the card is good. Like, this card is not hype. It's not one of those cards where it's super conditional. I mean, obviously, you'll have to play level 7 monsters to make it, but the card is amazing. Now, I made a video dedicated towards this card's effect, because I think it's like straight up like insanely good. Especially going into the Link era, this card is just absolutely crazy good. But and like I said, I have a few different builds that I wanted to share with you guys. So that one was the Red Eyes variant, and I'll give you guys both of the deck profiles for this. But I'm gonna go ahead and just play, and then play these replays, and then talk about it. So anyways, I know my face is blocking the cam, but I'll go over the effects. So it's just 2 level 7 monsters. Once per turn, you detach a material from this card to look at your opponent's action deck and just banish one of their monsters face down. That's so good. Like, going into Link era, now a lot of people that would run 2 copies of a really important card, and I'll showcase exactly what I'm talking about. If you banish that card, if you like, say you're playing against Plant Synchro. I know there's also cards at 1 that decks really need, like Plant Synchro needs Librarian. And before someone says Plant Synchro is dead, I've already made a video using Link summons. You can actually get a 2-card Quasar Link format, or Link era is what I should say, but I'll link that down below. But anyways, hitting key cards like that in certain decks, and again, because of Link's summoning mechanic, a lot of people don't have room in their action deck to run 2 copies of this or 3 copies of this. Heck, a lot of the zombie decks even are just running, I believe, well, Omega's at 1 in the OCG, so you hit that 1, and that hurts zombies a ton. But I believe in TCG we don't have it hit, but I don't think anyone's running 3. A lot of people are running double of it, and if you get rid of, 1 via an effect, and then you get rid of, 1 via maybe like a negation or something, or you just use its effect twice, right? You outpace them in the game. You get rid of both of those. That really hinders the Vendreads. It really hinders any zombie variant. There's, again, key cards in certain people's action deck they need. And when you bash things face down, it's like it's pretty much out of the game, man. But anyways, so it has another effect though. At the end of the battle phase, if it destroyed a monster by battle, you can target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard and just banish it face down. And then, if an opponent's card or card is banished face down, except for during the damage step, you can banish cards from the top of your opponent's deck face down equal to the number of their face down banished cards. You can only use this effect about once per turn. But that's so great, guys. Pot of Desires, you guys know it's getting reprinted. A lot of people want to run it. And unfortunately, this guy, he wasn't going to be making use of this because this can't be supposed to except by the Ritual Summon. But yeah, Chaos Max still a pretty decent little card over here. And here's an excellent example of what I was talking about when you banish the key card. Again, this was an interesting build via Mizuna, and I'll give you guys both variants. A quick little deck profile, mouse over the cards, so you guys can maybe get some inspiration, some ideas. I know Mermails is like the ideal thing, but I like people that try innovative things, interesting things. Now, this one will be a little bit more difficult to run going into the Link era. However, you could of course just make you know, a Link card just to kind of use it. I was thinking like Brilliant Fusion would probably be an excellent card just to help out with any deck that has trouble Link summoning. So we already have it just banishing Lightsworn cards, which is actually really good because obviously you need names for Judgment Dragon. Heck, the new Lightsworn likes to banish their cards themselves. I mean, heck, you can get some other cards up to crazy amounts of attack. But in addition to that, you guys saw he went Tour Guide into... I didn't even know people still played Tour Bus. But nonetheless, he made a Giga Brilliant. I haven't seen that card in a while. I know it can push for game, but like I was thinking, like, why wouldn't you go for Dante? Well, he probably, you know, has access to getting rid of cards via number 89. Probably hit the Dante over there. Actually, what else is he playing? Actually, because he was... Well, dude, I haven't seen... These are like ancient synchros, man. I haven't seen these synchros. Oh, I like this card. This card is like... It could be pretty good. Maestro. I haven't seen that card in a long time, too. But you guys get the idea. There's no Dante anymore over there. But that would have been like the ideal card to make. But you hit that. No access to some of those cards. But nonetheless, he goes and makes... he's got Judgment Dragon. And he's going to go ahead and summon the Sarkanian. He top decks, and this guy just got decked out. I mean, he was kind of going a little too fast. He made a little bit of questionable plays, but again, it's just the idea of did he even have a Minerva? Oh, he probably hit that. He probably hit that card. My bad. I was trying to talk about things, so I didn't get to check exactly what he hit. But even like Lightsworn guys, obviously there's no links in Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro right now on Percy's version of the game, but I'm going to showcase off against E-Hero because there's a card that's activated. I'm like, what the heck is it? He's running a 60 card E-Hero deck. I know it's not the most meta, but let's be honest. Ghostrick's not the most meta things. It's more of a fair duel, okay? Now, he's really utilizing the deck out mechanic of the number 89. Again, that YCS prize card, the card that's going to rip your wallet. Probably, I don't think anyone's going to run 3. I think ideally like 2 is pretty good, but even 2, you're looking at like, well, at the start of it, it's going to be over $1,000. Like if you want 2 of them, because it's just a fresh new, you know, collector card. It is a number too, so you know those number hunters, man. But I think that it will probably see a lot of play online. Like people will be running, you know, just in any rank 7 deck. People will be throwing it in. And I think the card is great. It's been a while since we actually got a really good card that was a YCS prize card. Like Blood Memphis, kind of irrelevant. A lot of the other cards were were for some of the other larger scale tournaments, especially in Asia. They're pendulum monsters that you can't even use. You have to like tribute like a certain amount. You can't use them in a duel anyways. But I remember Darkin was a really good prize card, but that card was pretty cheap. It was really usable, and it was still like $300. But they gave it out like really fast. So who knows the price of Cybeast Diablos as of right now? I know, guys, that it's going to be it's going to be $1,000 plus if you want to play set. So most people won't be able to build these decks, but again, it's just kind of fun and interesting to see these really expensive Yu-Gi-Oh decks in action. I remember making a Blood Memphis deck, and you guys liked it a long time ago. It's pointless to have some of the cards that are so expensive that you never have in real life, but that's the joy of playing with the cards online. But this one's basically using the Predaplant engine, which I think is kind of cool. And then you're able to actually, after this card goes away, you just add a Polymerization or a Fusion spell card from your deck to your hand. You go for the Refusion, and you just make this card. It's a pretty good card. And then on top of that, being able to, again, the whole point of the deck is essentially just to abuse the expensive card, and it has a lot of potential, again, because of Pot of Desires coming out in to the, I guess, budget players will have access to the card, because Pot of Desire is very expensive. A lot of decks aren't even really playing it in some of the top tier decks, just because of the potential to banish like the wrong cards, right? But oh, dude, Waboku, I haven't seen this card. Oh, dude, you can run that Neos, man. But again, the whole point was to show you guys the potential that the card has. Again, running it in more obscure things, because I mean, Mermails, they can OTK without it anyways, and just having access again to getting rid of key cards like that Lightsworn player. Like he just lost, like, because of Link cards that we're going to be required to place in the extra, because we still have 15 cards in the extra deck. Like, there's not enough room to fit in like 3 or 4 link monsters and then like 2 copies of this, 2 copies of that. So like, you're so limited on room that I feel like that's where number 89, I'll go mouse over the card real quick, that's where he really excels, because you could just banish like one important card that they really need to utilize. Like, could you imagine in Heroes, actually I don't think anything is, did they hit Shining at one point? Like for Hero, okay, this what is this guy running? Like with Hero, I think majority of the time you just banish like I'd say like the most important cards are probably like add 0 Shining. Koga can be pretty good as well. I like that card. But for the most part, like, those are like their most powerful, like, I mean, Shining at this point. And this like meta, I don't know if it's even viable. I mean, hitting Koga could still be pretty good. Hitting Dark Law actually would be like really good. Like, if you go for get rid of Dark Law turn 1, some hero decks, they only play 1 copy of Dark Law now, because again, we're moving into Link era. There's not enough room. I mean, most of the time they'll play 2. I want to say, like, but again, maybe you get rid of 1, you get rid of the you get rid of 1 via, like, you know, attacking over or whatever, and then you just banish the other one face down, and then that's it. They got no more. And oh good, okay. There's a reason why I want to cover this. He actually activated Fail Ho. I can never get this card off. It's basically Pot of Avarice for hero monsters. But it's kind of cool because you target 5 of them and you shuffle them into the deck and draw 2 cards. Draw 3 cards instead if you had no other cards on your side of the field and in your hand. That is pretty sacky. That's like I'm coming back into the game, drawing 3 off of 1 and resetting some of my engine. That's kind of cool. I like that. It just really never gets to go off because after we've gone through 5 years, usually the deck is over. But again, you guys will see like the potential this has. I know we're seeing kind of a clown fiesta right here, but I like seeing some of these more interesting duels in the game. But Ghostrick's gonna be Ghostricks, man. They're just gonna stall. And if your opponent again activates if they activate 2 Pot of Desires, and they're not playing a 60-card deck, you're just gonna win. Like you activate the effect of it. That's already 20 cards. Deck out, really easy to deck out, and also in addition to that, obviously you have the potential just to get rid of again key cards. It has a win condition kind of built into it, and you can start banishing some of their important cards. Even if it's not like monster cards, keep in mind, so many cards now in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like you get extra bonus effects for that. It's like you banish from your graveyard, you get to, you know, protect your monster. There's a lot of the ritual spells that actually do that, and in addition to that, a lot of monsters, you know, they can come back from the graveyard, or they can activate in the graveyard. If you're playing against the Vendred zombies, all the new support stuff, when they start sending to the graveyard, dude, look how many you just actually banished there. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Again, that's what I really wanted to show off. Also, we got to see some heroes that like that they don't get much love, but the rest of the duels, they're not anything like that I would say is like super different. I mean, I pretty much covered what I wanted to. So shoutouts to Mizuna as well as Nico. You guys showcased a different build, and again, I like that. I did promise you guys like a quick little deck profile. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay, Magic Bull is totally unaffected by this deck. Let's be honest here. They ain't gonna really utilize the extra deck, and when you attack, you ain't gonna live. But anyways, the $1,000 deck profiles of both. This is over 1,000. Again, it's probably actually gonna be like I'm guessing like 2,100-ish, so probably 700 is the price. For the one guy out there watching my video that might want to build it, that's probably your price point. Well, this is just for these 3 cards, by the way. This does not include anything else. But yeah, this is the new YCS prize card. But I think it's great. Let me know, guys, what you thought of it. If you didn't check out my other video, I basically talked about this card. But I think the card is absolutely amazing. But anyways, for this build, he's running 1 Gores, 2 Toon Dark Magicians. It's all actually used for some of the draw power, which we'll get into later. 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Flare. We got 2 copies of Red Eyes Toon. We got the Grand Majda Isa for those 1-punch plays. Maxi, triple Fader, triple Blackstone, triple Iller of Millions, or All-Consuming Glutton in the OCG, triple Allure, 1-1-for-1, triple Gospel, 1 Raigeki, 3 cards of the Redstone, 2 Pot of Desires, 3 Where Art Thou, 3 copies of Toon Table Contents, and 2 copies of Toon Kingdom. I got tongue-tied over there. But for the most part, the most important thing is Side-Beast Diablosis. Like, realistically, I don't really think that any of my viewers will really be interested in, like, actually spending, you know, $1,000 on this stuff. But nonetheless, I think 2 is all you would really need for the most part. I mean, obviously, with the hype with it, might as well throw in 3, make the deck, like, you know, like I said, this is probably going to be like a $2,000+ deck if you're running 3 at the start of when this card comes out. But I mean, Red Eyes Flare Metal is pretty good. Then he just ran like Ding Dong Monsters for the rest of them to utilize the effect of All Consuming Legends to banish them. But yeah, that's this build, and there was the other build. I would say this one's more competitive, although this one is just more of interesting, because I know a lot of fans, they like the Red Eyes archetype, and it really hasn't seen too much play. I think that we can maybe modify this, because there is another card that brings back Red Eyes. I think it's called Spirit. It's like, oh gosh, typing Spirit is the wrong idea. Let's go to Trap, and then we go to, gosh, is it Red Dash, I think, is it Red Eyes Spirit? No, there's one that, like, isn't there one that keeps on bringing one back? Oh, it's Return of the Red Eyes. This is the card I wanted to talk about. If you control a Red Eyes monster, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it. It doesn't have to be Red Eyes. Wow, that's kind of cool. And then if this card in your possession is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target a Red Eyes monster in your graveyard and special summon it. You can only use each effect of it once per turn, so really can help out. I was also thinking about, like, it would be cool to utilize Dark Magician. Dark Magician, there's a card called Eternal Soul. So every Dark Magician in your monster zone is unaffected by your opponent's card effects. And then where's the actual effect? You can only use either the following effect of it once per turn. So you could just special summon a Dark Magician from your hand or graveyard. But I think it's if this face-up card leaves the field. Okay, so the Dark Magician you can exceed with it, no problem. Because I was thinking, like, maybe you can utilize the Dark Magician engine to also try to just make a turbo version of, like, you know, the $1,000 deck. Have some fun with it, man. But that could be another build. But anyways, let's go over the other build real quick. But this one, I would say it's more just, I mean, Ghostricks have Troll written all over their deck. That's all they do. They just make your opponent frustrated. But this one's playing Magician of Dark Illusions. It just lets you just throw him out. You know, he's able to be level 7. It's really what it comes down to. Also, Gorge is still at 3. Actually, you know what? One thing I want to check. Omega. Let's go to Monster and then Synchro. Oh, this is at 3 in the TCG. I don't think, again, people play 3, but I know in the OCG it's at 1. And it's a really important card for zombies. Even the Vendreads coming out, this card is really important. And if you play against Vendreads, I think they will probably play 2 copies of it, and if you hit both of them, like, early on, because sometimes Vendread takes a turn to set up, and sometimes they don't have access to a quick synchro play, and if you just can outspeed them, and if you get rid of their Omegas, it really sucks for them. That's a really important card for any zombie deck. But anyways, going on, Skellington for the extra, like, mill. You saw him deck the people out with it. I'm not sure how viable it's going to be against meta. But again, I wanted to just share these deck ideas with you guys. And then we have 2 Lone Fires, 3 copies of the Jiangshi, 1 Yugioh, 2 copies of the Predaplant Clam, what was called Clam. Okay, we got 3 copies of Ghostrick Doll, 3 Lantern, 3 Spectre, double copies of Mary, and then 2 copies of the Predaplant Sark. We'll just call them that for short. Then we got 3 Allure, 1 for 1, 2 copies of Ultra Polymerization, 2 copies of Book of Eclipse. Keep in mind when you're letting your opponent draw, the whole goal is to deck them out anyways. Then we have 2 copies of Swords of Concealing Light, 1 Refusion. I think at one point a Ghostrick attacked over a Blue Eyes. Because it flipped it face down, because the Chaos Max got 0 defense. Then you got the Refusion, 2 copies of Ghostrick Parade, 2 copies of Trickster Reincarnation. This is one of the newer cards. Again, you're just banishing stuff. Pretty decent. You're supposed to, was it Gren Maju? Gren Maju is not a synchro monster. Gren Maju Daiza is a number of the removed from play card, so that will actually count. If you wanted to play this card in a Trickstar version of, well, it's not really a Trickstar deck, but you guys get the idea. The Trickstar cards just let you make your opponent banish more cards. Then we got Quaking Mirror Force, Ghostrick Vanish, double in the Strap Hole, double copies of Ghostrick Break, 2 copies of Ghostrick Scare, and then we got Ghostrick Go Round and Ghostrick Knight. So I know a lot of people like Ghostricks, and I haven't talked about them at all, and that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. Again, just showcasing off these really expensive decks, because again, I think it's a little bit hype, it's a little bit fun. But then we got Big Eye. Oh, important. Starring Venom Fusion Dragon, and then 2 copies of Predaplant Chimera Flesia. And then we have, of course, the triple Diablosis. Otherwise, this deck wouldn't be, actually, with the, I bet you. Oh man, the rest of the deck is actually, I think this card's like $20. Never mind. I'm gonna say the rest of the deck is probably like only like $10, like everything a quarter, right? Because I think Junction got reprinted at some point. I don't know, maybe a Lord's Quarter. I don't know. I think that overall this whole deck is so budget, except for like this. But anyways, we got Big Eye, we got Ghostrick, Angel of Mischief, 2 Guys of Alucard, 1 Angineer, 1 Mannequin Cat, 1 So Cute Boss, and double Dola Hand. But that's gonna round it up for this deck. Pretty cool. Like I said, I enjoy seeing these. I think, guys, what I really want to do is I want to build the most expensive deck. If anyone's got a really cool idea for that, let me know down below in the comment section below. But we'll build the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh deck of all time. That'll be fun. And who cares if it's good? That way we can prove the game isn't necessarily pay to win, or is it? I don't know. That's a topic that we will discuss soon. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more crazy Yu-Gi-Oh. And we'll drop the most expensive Yu-Gi-Oh deck soon, probably later this week. But thanks for watching, guys. And I'm signing out.